Another fresh video of the Shivling inside the masjid is now surfaced. The fresh video has emerged of the Shivling in the Wazukhana area of that mosque. Two back-to-back exclusive videos that India Today has shown to you first on our screens. On your screens there, that shows that Wazukhana area, which you see there, that looks like a well, the Wazukhana where the Muslims wash their hand and feet. That is the area where they clean up before praying the namaz. That's the Wazukhana area of that mosque where they believe, the survey committee believes, that they found a Shivling inside. Meantime, the security has now stepped up after the Supreme Court's order asking to protect the Shivling and not to hinder namaz at the same time. We're looking at barricades all around the claimed Shivling along that Wazukhana area. So basically that Wazukhana area is now fully protected. You have the CRPF personnel guarding the Wazukhana area round the clock, high-ranked officers to make surprise inspections along that pond area, sealed by security personnel currently. After the new video surfaced, Shiv Bhakts now victorious, saying, what more proof do you need?
हमारे साथ चारों महिलाएं हैं, उन लोगों से जरा बातचीत कर लेते हैं और ये लोग बहुत तैयारी के साथ ही आप सबसे पहले कुछ सुनाना चाह रही थी, बताइए।
मैं एक बाबा का भजन सुनाना चाह रही हूँ। और हरदम मस्त रहेला भोला तो हर काशी नगरी, हरदम मस्त रहेला भोला तो हर काशी नगरी, गंगा मैया के अचरा फैलल सगरी, गंगा मैया के अचरा फैलल सगरी, हरदम मस्त रहेला भोला तो हर काशी नगरी।
कि आप लोगों को किस तरह की उम्मीद है? आज तो सुनवाई हो नहीं रही है,
आज नहीं होगा तो अगले दिन तो होगी। अगले दिन होगी।
उम्मीद है कि जीत होगी।
उम्मीद हम लोग की जीत होगी।
क्या आएगा निकल के?
जो भी सामने है, जो हमारी सच्चाई है, जो हमारा मंदिर है, वो वास्ते उभर के निकल के सामने आएगा।
लोग शिव जी के भी दर्शन की मांग कर रही हैं।
तो शिव जी हमारे साक्षात दिख गए हैं, तो गौरी के साथ शिव के साथ शक्ति, शक्ति के साथ शिव, दोनों एक दूसरे के पूरक है ना, दोनों एक दूसरे के बिना अधूरे हैं, दोनों ही है ना।
Let me cut across to Abhishek Mishra joining us from Varanasi. Abhishek, you've been tracking all those developments coming in on this Gyanvapi controversy, and now the second video that comes amid the court taking up this matter, asking for status quo until the next hearing. Here is a video that shows yet again that there could be a Shivling along that Wazukhana area. Shiv Bhakts now celebrating and saying, what more proof do you really need? How exactly has the CRPF cordoned off and sealed and protected the Wazukhana area where the proposed Shivling is claimed to be, while not disrupting namaz as it is?
Well, absolutely. As per the court order, it has been said that the particular spot around the Shivlinga should be protected. And these videos which are surfacing now, although these videos are not the current videos, 1 or 2 months before, but this only clearly shows that the claim which the Hindu side is making, how valid they are. And now they're happy enough with the fact that now the court has taken the cognizance of it. But since the matter is underway, there is still the time for the report which needs to be submitted. 20th of May was the time given. Court commissioner has been changed. So all these things is a clear indication that as far as this whole action is concerned, on the other hand, Muslim side is still silent. They have been maintaining the fact that it is not a Shivlinga, it's a fountain, it's all these theories have been given. But now it's all up to the court what comes into as far as the report is concerned. But all these videos are giving a clear indication there is something which needs to be investigated as far as the survey is concerned, and now the court which will take the call after the report is submitted. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Abhishek, for joining us with those details. But we do know that there's a lot more controversy right behind this entire Gyanvapi Mosque survey. In fact, from what we hear and what we saw was that the court, as the blame game erupts over the Gyanvapi survey team, Varanasi court has sacked Commissioner Ajay Mishra, who has been accused of bias. The survey commissioner has also been accused of leaking inside information to the media. Now, the sacked official claims that there was some kind of conspiracy behind it. He claims that his colleague, this man Mishra, claims that his colleague and fellow survey commissioner Vishal Singh is behind his removal. Vishal Singh has hit back, saying there is no truth to Ajay Mishra's claims. Now, the two remaining commissioners, Vishal Singh and Ajay Pratap, will continue their work of the survey. As Gyanvapi Mosque is now embroiled in a long-drawn legal battle, Court has also directed the Archaeological Survey of India to probe the structure of the mosque. Meanwhile, Varanasi Court has given 2 days to submit Gyanvapi survey findings and its report.
अजय कुमार मिश्रा हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं। अजय जी, आपको क्या लगता है कि सबसे बड़ा रीज़न आपके रिमूवल का क्या होगा? आपको क्यों हटाया गया?
यही तो बात है कि रीजन पता नहीं है। रीजन में केवल विशाल जी की आपत्ति है।
नहीं, उन्होंने तो काफ़ी कुछ उसमें, हम लोग जो पढ़ रहे हैं उसमें लिखा हुआ है कि आप सहयोग नहीं कर रहे हैं, ईमानदारी को लेकर आपकी बातचीत हुई है।
सर आ जाए, सामने बैठ जाए, बता दें कि मैंने क्या सहयोग किया है।
तो क्या आप इसको राजनीति मानते हैं?
बिल्कुल।
उन्होंने कहा है कि मीडिया में आपने कुछ चीज़ें लीक करी हैं, कोई आरपी सिंह हैं आपके सहयोगी, आपके कैमरामैन हैं, उन्होंने कई चीज़ें बताई।
देखिए, हमारी गलती क्या है ये तो मैं शायद राजनीति से समझ गया हूँ। मेरा सीधापन ही मेरी जो है गलती है।
आपके चेहरे पर एक मुस्कान है।
ये असंतोष है कि मैंने कुछ गलत नहीं किया है।
ये मुस्कान डे 1 पर भी थी और आज भी है।
वो हमेशा रहेगी सर, स्वाभाविक है।
आप खुद को निष्पक्ष मानते हैं आज भी?
एकदम सर, मैंने कोई भी गलती नहीं किया हुआ है
जी,
और न्यायालय का भी सम्मान है, लेकिन विशाल जी ने जो किया वो गलत किया है।
क्या किया उन्होंने?
यही जो हमारे ऊपर आरोप लगाया, मुझे नहीं था, उनको अगर बताना चाहिए था, मुझे कोई आपत्ति उनको थी मुझसे जो है, तो कम से कम बात तो किए होते बैठ के। सारी कार्रवाई होने के बाद ऐसी कौन सी गलती निकल आएगी जो उन्होंने एप्लीकेशन दे दिया।
मौखिक तौर पर आपसे कोई डिस्कशन उनका नहीं हुआ?
नहीं, हमारा उनका कोई मौखिक डिस्कशन नहीं हुआ।
सर्वे पर जाते थे तो बातचीत आम होती थी?
हाँ, जो उन्होंने कहा, मतलब वो अपने रास्ते जाते तो मैं अलग जाता था जो है, लेकिन वहाँ जाने के बाद उनका हमारा कोई विरोध नहीं हुआ है।
नहीं हुआ। तो बताया गया कि शिवलिंग का पानी भी उनके द्वारा हटाया गया वहाँ पर।
बिल्कुल, सारा कार्रवाई उनके निर्देशन में हुई है।
तो ऐसा क्या खटास आ गई कि जो है उन्होंने इतना कुछ आपके बारे में लिख दिया?
अब तो सर यही वही बता सकते हैं ना।
आपको ऐसा एक्सपेक्टेशन थी ऐसा होगा?
मुझे उम्मीद नहीं थी, इसीलिए तो दुख है इस बात पर।
ये मैंने कोर्ट में स्थिति स्पष्ट करने के लिए एप्लीकेशन दी थी। मैंने किसी के रिमूवल या इसके लिए नहीं दी थी और मेरा कभी कोई गलत भावना नहीं थी। हमारे भाई की तरह आज भी हैं, हमेशा रहेंगे और हम लोगों ने साथ काम किया है। भले ही 2-3 दिन काम किया है, उन्होंने सहयोग भी किया है, ऐसा नहीं है, लेकिन कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी हो गई, माननीय न्यायालय के आदेश में स्पष्ट रूप से है। और कुछ प्रतिवादी संख्या 4 जो है कुछ परेशान कर रहे थे, कुछ रुष्ट थे, तो निष्पक्ष और बिना भेदभाव की जो प्रक्रिया होनी चाहिए, कमीशन कार्रवाई की जो रिपोर्ट प्रेषित होनी चाहिए, वो उसके लिए मैंने एक एप्लीकेशन दिया था। माननीय न्यायालय ने उस पर संज्ञान लेते हुए आदेश पारित किया है।
Now, meanwhile, we're looking at another Hindu idol that's been found in the mosque inside Qutub Minar, a 1,200-year-old idol of Lord Narsingha and his disciple Prahlada, carved in one of the pillars of the Quwwatul Islam Mosque within the Qutub Minar complex, has been identified, leading to now growing clamour for survey of Mughal monuments. Let's have a look.
A Mughal structure that marked the beginning of the Muslim Sultanate in India finds itself in another controversy. After Hindu deity Lord Ganesh and Lord Krishna's idol carvings were found on the pillars of the Quwwatul Islam Mosque within the Qutub Minar. This time it's Lord Narsingha and his disciple Prahlada in a carving in stone of the pillars of perhaps the oldest mosque in North India. Archaeological experts claim it's at least 1,200 years old. This idol was found in a pillar of the mosque, was carved in between the 8th to 9th century during the reign of the Pratihara kings or Raja Anangpal. Earlier demands for excavation in the area have been raised. Experts believe more such remnants of Hindu temples could be found if a survey is conducted. An appeal has been filed in the district court once again. The suit says that the temple complex be restored to preserve, protect the religious and cultural heritage of India and practice the right to religion guaranteed by Article 25 and 26 of the Constitution. This time by the Jain deity Tirthankur Lord Rishabhdev and Hindu deity Lord Vishnu through their next of friends. Because the ASI themselves claim that 27 Hindu and Jain temples in Qutub Minar were demolished and Quwwatul Islam Mosque was built inside the complex reusing the material. Last week, 2 fringe right-wing groups were detained near the Qutub Minar after they assembled at the site to recite the Hanuman Chalisa, claiming that the site was once a Vishnu temple and demanded that Qutub Minar be named as a Vishnu Stambh.
It has been claimed inside by the Archaeological Survey of India that at the time when the Qutub Minar and the masjid was built, it was done so by demolishing 27 Hindu and Jain temples, and the stones and the carvings of those temples were used to once again build the entire structure around the Qutub Minar. And that is a claim that has been put forward with the newer idols and discoveries that are being made by historians and archaeological survey people, which is why this matter has also gone to court, and the next hearing for the petition that has been filed to restore the Qutub Minar area as a temple and allow people the right to worship inside is going to be heard on the 24th of May. With Alok Das in New Delhi, Milan Sharma for India Today.
All right, now from Kashi to Karnataka, there is a war raging over worship. Gyanvapi Mosque issue is now in the Supreme Court. The Apex Court has also ordered protection of the claimed Shivling that they claim to have found inside that mosque. But that said now, we're looking at the court also very particularly saying that namaz must not be hindered. Now, while this debate rages on across India, from Ujjain to Neemuch, Mathura to Mandya, dormant religious disputes have resurfaced. Let's have a look at this detailed report.
A nation locked in a spurt of religious disputes. Some even violent, as happened in Madhya Pradesh's Neemuch, where 2 groups clashed, pelted each other with stones over the alleged installation of a Hanuman idol at a dargah.
In Madhya Pradesh alone, 3 temple mosque disputes have resurfaced in the wake of the Gyanvapi issue in Varanasi. While in Ujjain, a religious leader has challenged a local mosque on similar grounds. In Dhar, a petition has been filed for the control of the Bhodshala, and in Neemuch, a dispute led to a riot-like situation and prohibitory orders.
Police deployed outside an old mosque in Ujjain after claims that it was built by Mughal rulers on what was once an iconic Shiv temple.
एक दुर्लभ स्थान उज्जैन में है जिस पर सन 1600 में मुस्लिम मुगल शासकों ने तोड़कर उस पर कब्जा कर लिया था और उसे आज बिना नींव की मस्जिद के नाम से जाना जाता है। 2007 में जब हम अंदर प्रवेश किया तब उसमें गणेश जी की मूर्तियां थी, हाथी बने हुए थे, घोड़े बने हुए थे और पत्थरों पर विशाल पहरेदार सैनिकों की मूर्तियां बनी हुई थी। इस मामले को लेकर मैं कोर्ट में जाना चाहूँगा और इसकी एफआईआर भी दर्ज कराऊंगा ताकि ये पूरा में ग्वालियर से इसके पूरे कागज निकाले जा सके और हिंदुओं की संपत्ति हिंदुओं को मिले।
Barely 120 kilometers from Ujjain, this protected 11th century monument has become a subject of litigation. Bhodshala, a Saraswati temple for the Hindus, and a Kamal Mola mosque for the Muslims. An organization called the Hindu Front for Justice has opposed a 20-year-old arrangement made by the Archaeological Survey of India that reserved Bhodshala for puja on Tuesdays and namaz on Fridays. The petitioners have moved the State High Court, seeking complete exclusion of Muslim prayers from the monument. The PIL has been admitted and notices sent to the ASI, the centre and the state governments. A massive 17th century structure in Varanasi. Its existence as a mosque challenged and a survey carried out on court orders. The Hindu side claims to have found a Shivling in Gyanvapi's reservoir. The mosque committee calls it a fountain.
अभी भी आप जाइए वहां पर तो देखेंगे जो मस्जिद का पृष्ठभाग है, पिछला हिस्सा है, वहां वह सारे चिन्ह, वह सारे प्रतीक, वह सारे स्वरूप दिखाई देते हैं जो एक मंदिर होने का प्रमाण बताते हैं.
The commissioner had not given a report to the district, to the lower court judge. A petitioner moves an application, and before even the notice is given to the Muslim side, The honorable judge passes an order to protect that area, that so-called thing called Shivling, which is not there. It is a fountain.
Separately, an appeal against the Gyanvapi survey reached the Supreme Court.
After the Gyanvapi survey, now the demands have increased of similar inspection in Mathura, where a civil suit seeking removal of Shahi Eidgah has already been filed.
Following the Allahabad High Court's directions to dispose of all cases related to the Sri Krishna Janmabhoomi Shahi Eidgah dispute within 4 months, a petitioner has filed an application in a local court in Mathura, seeking videography of the Shahi Eidgah Masjid adjacent to Krishna Janmabhoomi. The petitioner wants an official assessment to determine that the mosque housed Hindu artifacts and ancient religious inscriptions on its premises. A series of dormant disputes unfold dramatically in a polarized political climate. The list gets longer by the day. With Hemendra Sharma and Kumar Abhishek, Bureau Report, India Today.
Meanwhile, as politics takes centre stage in Karnataka, Congress alleges BJP of replacing Bhagat Singh's lessons with RSS icon KB Hegdewar's writings. Congress's DK Shivkumar has even called this move as anti-national, even as the BJP, of course, maintains a stoic silence. In fact, some of them asking why no opposition to chapters on Tipu Sultan the same way. Here's more on that.
A massive political war has erupted in Karnataka over the alleged exclusion of lessons on Bhagat Singh from the 10th standard book. The opposition is up in arms. The Congress has alleged that Bhagat Singh's lessons were replaced with RSS founder KB Hegdewar's writings. Karnataka Congress Chief DK Shivkumar took to Twitter and condemned the state government's action. Shivkumar said the decision to remove Bhagat Singh's lessons is an act of anti-nationalism. He added that if today Bhagat Singh is removed, tomorrow it can be Mahatma Gandhi.
ये देश को एक रखने की कमेटी होना चाहिए और हर एक के विचार उसमें सम्मिलित होना, लेकिन देश के संविधान के तहत वो बने। लेकिन यहाँ पर चंद लोग अपने ही विचार को जो ला रहे हैं, हेगडेवार का एक 200 साल पुराने संस्था है क्या उनकी?
Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal too waded into the controversy. Aam Aadmi Party Supremo took to Twitter to slam the BJP. Kejriwal called the Bombay government's decision to omit Bhagat Singh's lessons an insult. Karnataka Education Minister hit back at the opposition. Karnataka Education Minister B.C. Nagesh's recent reaction to the Hegdewar controversy. Meanwhile, the Karnataka Education Department has issued a clarification saying that it has not dropped Bhagat Singh from 10th standard textbooks. First, furor over the decision to drop Tipu Sultan from textbooks. Then hinting at teaching Bhagavad Gita in schools. Now the face-off over Bhagat Singh lesson has added a new act in polarization Nataka. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, the Supreme Court has today ordered the release of Rajiv Gandhi's assassin, A.G. Perarivalan, the Rajiv Gandhi killer who has been freed after 31 years in prison. The Supreme Court has ordered his release while highlighting that the decision of the Tamil Nadu cabinet is binding on the governor. Emotional scenes were witnessed in Vellore as Perarivalan, who is currently out on bail, celebrated the Supreme Court's verdict with his family, distributing sweets along with his mother. The Supreme Court has ordered in fact, right now, this order, it appears, will set the ball rolling for other Rajiv Gandhi assassins to also push for bail In fact, the Stalin government will be approaching court soon, is what we hear, for relief for the other convicts as well. The DMK has called the Supreme Court's order a vindication of its stand that the governor has acted unconstitutionally in this matter.
ஆரம்ப காலங்களில் நிறைய அவமானங்களை சந்திச்சிருக்காங்க, நிறைய புறக்கணிப்புகளை சந்திச்சிருக்காங்க, நிறைய வேதனை வலிகளை சந்திச்சிருக்காங்க. அதையெல்லாம் கடந்து ஒரு 31 ஆண்டு காலம் இடைவிடாம எனக்காக போராடி இருக்காங்க. எங்க ரெண்டு பேருக்கும் ஒரே ஒரு விஷயம் தான் இருந்தது. இதுக்கான ஒரு காரணம் என்னன்னா, எங்க பக்கம் இருந்த உண்மை, எங்க பக்கம் இருந்த நியாயம், அது மட்டும் தான் எங்களுக்கு இவ்வளவு பெரிய வலிமையை கொடுத்துச்சு நான் நம்புறேன். எங்க அம்மாவுக்கும் இவ்வளவு பெரிய வலிமையை கொடுத்துச்சுன்னு நம்புறேன்.
இந்த 31 ஆண்டு காலம் ஒரு மனிதனோட வாழ்க்கை சிறைக்குள்ள கழிஞ்சது அப்படின்னாக்கா உட்கார்ந்து ஒரு வினாடி யோசித்தா அப்பதான் அந்த வலி வேதனை என்னங்கிறது எல்லாருக்குமே புரியும். அதை கடந்து வந்தாச்சு என் பையன்.
32 ஆண்டு கால வாழ்வ சிறை கம்பிகளுக்கிடையே தொலைத்திருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த இளைஞர் இன்று விடுதலை காற்றை சுவாசிக்க இருக்கிறார். அந்த பேரறிவாளனுக்கு என்னுடைய வாழ்த்துக்களையும் வரவேற்பையும் நான் தெரிவித்துக் கொள்ள விரும்புகிறேன். அது வந்ததற்கு பிறகு சட்ட வல்லுநர்களோடு நாங்கள் கலந்து பேசி, வழக்கறிஞர்களோடு கலந்து பேசி, அதற்கு பிறகு அவர்களையும் மற்றவர்களையும் விடுதலை செய்வதற்கான முயற்சிகளை தமிழக அரசு ஈடுபடும்.
All right, now Akshaya now joining us more on that. Akshaya, here is of course emotional scenes coming in from the family of Perarivalan, but nonetheless a lot of questions being asked on his release. While that said, you also have on the other hand both of them, DMK, AIADMK, almost trying to take credit, on both ends trying to take credit for this release. And what precedence does this set for the other assassins who are currently in prison?
Well, Nabila, what we're seeing here in the state of Tamil Nadu today is that political parties are rejoicing in the fact that the Supreme Court has given the release of Perarivalan, who's one of the convicts in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case. And both the DMK and the AIADMK have been patting on their shoulders and claiming it to be their own personal victories. We heard O.P. Ravindranath, who's the AIADMK MP, telling India Today that it was during J. Jayalalitha's tenure that a resolution was initially passed for getting the release of these 7 convicts. And meanwhile, we are also seeing the state government, including Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, coming out and speaking on this occasion and calling this as a massive victory, a historic moment that such a verdict has been given. And even the Chief Minister has gone on to say that they will be looking at the possibilities after seeing the order of the Supreme Court as to how they can move forward with the release of the other 6 convicts who are still in jail. So the Chief Minister has said that the state government itself will be taking into account and will be looking at ways to get the other 6 convicts released also. So it seems like a huge moment for the state government. Additionally, we've also seen how the governor's role also has been brought up in the Supreme Court case, and even Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has gone on to, kind of mock at the governor for the kind of action he had taken by sending the resolution passed by the state government to the president and not giving the release of the 7 convicts. So at this point of time, the state government is claiming this to be a victory of human rights as well as the state rights. So it's a time of merriment, and we're seeing celebration going on at Perarivalan's residence in Jolarpet. He was also heard speaking, his mother Arpudamal, who has been fighting for the release of Perarivalan for the last 32 years, also thanked everybody who were involved in getting these people released, Nabila.
Right, Akshay, thank you very much for joining us with those details.